Hundreds of feet. You can see the bottom. The bridge, you can see the bottom. It's like an instant here. The bridge is up for construction in so that could go, you know what I mean? They get stuff over the bridge. You can keep fucking bridge.
Well, this is a
Proper. This whole thing is a bridge. No, this is a bridge. You can look at it. Frozen water and ice and rock.
Mic test. Testing the mic. Mic test. Audio level test. Surprising sibilance. Poppin' peas. Alright, they sound good to me. Let's go ahead and transition on into this thing for the day. Well, howdy folks, and welcome back to another Country Fried live stream. Today's something a little different. We're going to be working on a battle report for the current campaign going on in the Infinity community. This is something I did about the same time last year with the Durgama takeover, which was an official campaign put out by Corvus Belli. This time around, we're doing an unofficial thing, Operation Hungry Walrus. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's a narrative-driven, community-based campaign where people get a chance to battle and turn their Infinity matches into an ongoing engagement where factions are trying to hold locations, win them over and hold them, and folks are writing battle reports, getting a chance to flex those RP muscles. I really enjoy this quite a bit myself, and when my Infinity forces are Candy Corps, we are a personal private security force that works for Candy Double, who's a character in the game. Let me see if I can't pull this up, and we'll go ahead and transition on into the full screen dealio. So today we're going to be putting together a battle report and writing it up using all my notes from a match with one of my good friends and editing it up, and it will make more sense as this goes. This is a little weird, it's a little different. This is not even the workflow. Something a little different. I need to get it done though. The phase 1 is ending soon. I think Thursday. Candy Double, the most famous star of Maya Sensa Productions, not in the public domain already, like every Senso. She's a Senso actress with Sensa recorder in play. Hey, you hear that? I hope y'all are hearing that, because that's what I deal with. If any of y'all out there drive a car like that, you suck. And I mean that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Nobody needs a vehicle that sounds like that trash. If you don't like it, well, I'm sorry. That's my opinion. Anyhow, where was I? Let me try to reset my brain from this jackass going by in his loud-ass vehicle. Candy Double is effectively, if you can imagine, in the Infinity universe, everything is plugged into augmented reality at every level, plugged into the AI. It's fully integrated. And in that Maya realm, I believe that's what Maya is, you have this character, Candy Double, who is basically an investigative journalist running a show inside of the AR. Hello, wall man, and welcome. Fish indeed, but not to be confused with fish. Today we're going to be writing a battle report for my match at, where was I? Operation Hungry Walrus. It was breaking news at the Hexadrome versus Bakunin. Got a lot of pictures. Got a full set of notes here in my little D&D book. Gonna write it up and cover the process and get it done and farm it for a little extra content. I was just going over who Candy Double is. So she's a investigative journalist, and I'm playing the role of Candy Double in my postings, showing off my Candy Core Hexadrome faction who are working as a private security force for Miss Double. She runs this show called The Incredible Adventures of Candy Double. Let's see, her smash hit Sense series offers recordings of audio, visual, emotional, physical responses to anyone who can afford to purchase the implants that are able to translate the fees extrapolated from her cube. Exactly. Candy works for the rich. Which is a commentary of some sorts, I guess, in an abstract fashion. But there's definitely like some lore within the game, but more or less I will be writing tabloids style reporting and getting the facts wrong. This is the official model. I've painted her up more like this color scheme to kind of match my forces. And yeah, we're gonna maybe release another one of these. Let's see, which one of these is a PNG? There we go. These campaign release flyers. I'm thinking will be what'll head it off. There's my army like ad poster. During this campaign, I actually was scrubbing the forums for people posting about the events and you know, pointing out things that I thought worked. Little short quips. Yeah, we're gonna get this going. Today we're gonna write this up. I might get onto some other work at the end of it, but this needs to be done if I want to participate in this campaign. So here we are, 8 minutes in, and I think I'm gonna get started. And of course, as always, the traffic noise has just like insanely picked up. As is tradition, you can't you cannot be you can't be recording audio without traffic noise picking up. It never fails. It doesn't matter what time of day. San Francisco, it's you know, it's absolutely insane. You know, they say that rush hour is 5 p.m., but really it's from 2 p.m. to 1 in the morning nonstop. And of course, 1 in 7 cars has an obscenely loud muffler or brakes or something like that, or is a Harley. Anyhow, I'm trying to collect my thoughts and actually get on topic here. All right. So let me take a moment and cover what Operation Hungry Walrus is. It's an unofficial Infinity the Game global campaign by A Tale of Miniatures and Dice. There are currently 126 people in the Discord, or participating in the Discord, which is, I think, covered in the How to Play. Yeah, Discord channel link. You play your game and you follow a link to submit the page, but people are also posting reports. And I think, I'm not 100% sure actually where to post the actual reports, but I'm sure it's in the Discord. So as we work through the day, that will get added and posted. I just need to go through my game, put together a small page to post on, and I think that's where we're going to start. I need to make a blog style post, so I'm going to open up a Tumblr website. So let's go ahead and log in as me, and we're going to call this Candy Corpse. Candy Core something. Hello, Christopher Morgan. Welcome. Thank you for the shout out. We are getting a little work in today, trying to put together this battle report, farming it for a little bit of content. I think this might be a good platform, depending on how well this stream does algorithmically going forward. We might be doing some more battle reports here. I will start the Tumblr page for the Candy Core. Do some battle reports. It'll be a good place to toss one in every couple of months or something. And be ready for the next global campaign by the official Corvus Belli. Corvus Belli's official campaign? My words are failing me. I'm telling you, that one car went by with a super loud muffler, and it fried my mind for a second there. So we're gonna do Candy Cores, Candy Doubles, Candy Cores, Candy Core. Let's see if I have a name on the campaign releases. This just in, that's what I'll call it. This just in a MayaCast exclusive. That seems right. I have to do my birthday. And just in case any of y'all out there are Secret Santas, I'm September 15th, 1987. All right, let's pop this going forward. Username too long. Okay. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Hello, Tyler Stembridge. How you doing today? Today's a little different. We're working on a battle report for the Operation Hungry Walrus campaign. It's just tedium. Farming it for a little bit of content, testing the waters to do some battle reports in the future for people who play Infinity. We can talk about the games, and once I guess this first episode of this writing battle reports is going to be setting up the platform in which I will write these future battle reports. I had a lot of fun doing them during the Dergama takeover, and then the Dergama takeover site went down. So all the bat reps are gone. They're all gone. I just have the notes and the pictures. But I guess I could take a second to show the type of editing I'll be doing today. So I'll take the original images, like, let's say this is a picture of the table that we played on this mission. It was cut off. The map was smaller than the 4x4 mat, so there's like this whole line is not part of the table. You know, it's cluttered. You can see the floor, you can see stuff all around. So what I'll do is I'll edit it up to make it look nice and clean, like some battle report graphics. So that's kind of the stuff we're going to be doing today, is adding these kind of features to the images, and talking about the use of paint.net And then I've got a whole bunch of notes here. Let's see, the game was covered in 4 pages of notes. So we'll do a turn by turn and do stuff like this and put it together and kind of cover how to go about putting together a battle report, I suppose. John over at what is his place? The Bromat Academy does it way better than me, but he's definitely an inspiration. So yeah, this is the idea, and I'll probably be here for a few hours working on this, but I need to get it in because the campaign is shutting down, or phase 1 of the campaign is shutting down in 2 days. So I need to get this done, and I've had these notes for a minute, but that's a lot of waffling. Anyhow, I need to think of a name, and this is where I'm hanging up. It needs to be Candy Core related. Candy Double. We'll call it Candy Doubles Daily Double. POW. Letters, numbers, and dashes only. You tell me I can't use an apostrophe? That's... Operation Walrus with teeth made of candy canes. I love this idea. It's ridiculous. I can see the image in my head. I might just have to edit an image for that. I'm so miffed at the moment that I can't have Candy Doubles Daily Double. Let's just do it. Letters. Oh, I can't have spaces. Disgusting. Gross. We live in the modern era. Why can't I use it? I guess this is just my name. It's foul. We're gonna call it Country Fried Battle Reports. No, all lowercase. I understand how Mr. Ragtag ended up with just banging the keyboard to make his name in Apex. Okay, now there's a way here to make a blog. I know because Pete did it. I'm assuming it's this. What? I thought this was a place where you make a website. This just looks like another Instagram. I don't want any of this. I just want to post my thing. This website is trash. Where can I host a blog? Where can I make a website anymore? Free website hosting. Christ, I thought Tumblr was like a blog service, not Instagram. Click the person in the top right. Account. I guess this is it. I remember Tumblr from the past, and it was not this trash. I am so very oh boy, I'm so very disgusted with all these websites just becoming the same thing. Twitter is TikTok, and TikTok is YouTube, and YouTube is Instagram, and Tumblr is just Instagram, and the homogenization of all the posts, all the places. Okay. In any case, this exists. This exists. Okay, I can move forward. And I guess that means we can at least put a pin in that and move forward. And start with the images for Operation Hungry Walrus. Okay, so I've got the table in a few shots. Maybe just use one of them. I've got some deployment images. I thought I had some deployment images. So we got the table set up. I'll probably use that one because it shows the whole table. I tried to get... I think this is deployment. This looks like deployment. Yeah. So I'm running... this was breaking news at the Hexadrome. We had to use two... we had to use war cores. Let's see, I have the list here. Alright, so... I did something a little dastardly. I thought it was really fun. We had designated landing area with the +3 to roll for the fizz drop-ins on your combat jump. So I set up with I took the Asawira for the aggressive push, combined with the Rafik for the duo. I had the Shihab set in the back for ARO, the Shatania ready to throw down guided missile launchers, an engineer to cover them. I had a Fidei, which was great. Of course, the Nazarova twins, and a pair of Mutawiyas with jammers. And that was chosen because there's a special rule in this scenario where each side gets an additional war core that is either a regular order or a wild card for linked teams. The main objectives, the special objectives, were achieved with models with journalist. So I took a war core and the special war core. The special rule in the scenario is that if you kill that additional war core, you lose the game effectively. You get 0 objective points for the round if you use a lethal weapon on the special journalist. So I brought 2 Mutawiyas to set up and jam that special war core, which didn't work. She actually took 4 jammer hits and survived. It was insane. But the nasty surprise I brought was the triple Rajik hacker drop-in, which ended up working. So it was a fun list. And I have my opponent's list, which was... there were some Reverends. Got the Cyclone, got the Lunkahod, which was its Lunicod report remote thing, heavy shotgun acrylic cannon. That actually proved to be a real bastard. There was a 0 on the field, which didn't do anything. Zoe and Pywell, and she brought the Zoe that was the peripheral instead of Pywell as its own unit. And then there was a Chimera with Pupniks. So it was an interesting match. Things went really well for me. My opponent actually wanted to concede on top of turn 1 at the end, but I talked her down, and we continued playing, and it turned into a real fun game. Fidei showed up. Fidei worked spectacularly well. Killed the Chimera and Zoe, and then ate a firebox shot from the Cyclone and made the armor saves. It was a good match. It was a good match. I got notes here, and we'll start editing them up. And to do so, I think we need to start with the deployment. That Fidei's armor saves. He was so good. He eventually died, and I'm kind of using that as a narrative point going forward. That the Fidei, he died. He went to dead state by the end of the game. and narratively, I'm gonna say that has pissed off the old man in the mountain. And then I also have this angle here. Oh yeah, there's the drop. You see the Cyclone was watching up there. This is a flash pulse bot, if I remember correctly. And we've got a Morlock right here that's prone. It got +3 fizz. And I'm pretty sure this model was the bonus war core. She had 2 Reverends in the back here, which got by the Rajik drop. So 2 out of 3 Rajiks failed. And my opponent was quite shocked when I dropped a 3rd Rajik, which come around the corner and threw... I wanted to hack the Reverend hacker, but I got a great template location and did some work. It was a fun match. Let's see what the final scoring was. Final scoring was... Hakislam killed more specialists for 2 points. Picked up more. I had more army points, so 2 points. I killed more specialists, killed more army points. Got the panoplies. I did the propaganda special objective for 1 point, and then the we are in control for 1 point, for a total of, what's that, 7. And Nomads ended up getting the interview, the propaganda, and we are in control. So 7-3, with Nomads on the back foot, starting with bottom of turn 1. So it was a fun match, and I know for folks who don't play Infinity, that might be gibberish, but it's pretty intense stuff. Anyhow, I think I've got a Tumblr page now. We can make it happen. I've got paint.net, and I might do the campaign release thing at the very end. So we'll start with marking deployment zones, I believe. And I think if I'm presenting, it should probably be my deployment zone closer to the screen. So we're going to go with image 204016.jpg and drop it into paint.net and open her up. Let's go ahead and start. I'm going to make a new folder here, I think. A new folder, and we're going to call this edited images. We're going to call this one deployment. Map with deployment zones. Okay. All right. So as always, I'm going to toss down a duplicate layer and mask that original one, and we'll toss in another layer, and I guess I'll be red side. So we'll start with these tools here. Let's start with red. We'll start with a line tool, and we'll take off anti-aliasing. And that is going to go right across here. Right about right chair. Yeah. Right. There we go. What is that? Why is it doing that? Okay. Pow. Make sure that is connected, and then we should be able to fill this in. Alright. And then the opponent deployment zone, I need to reference the images. She deployed all the way up to those planters in the middle. This edge and that edge will be a good way to mark it. Okay. So she got blue. Nope. She got blue across here to here to here. I didn't select blue. Blue. There we go. All right. So, it's gonna be a weird one today. A little bit of it's busy work. MIJ, I'm planning on checking out Infinity on Tabletop Sim. I think the minis look fun to paint, but I want to make sure I'll do something with them before spending the cash. It seems like a cool setting. Infinity plays wonderfully in Tabletop Sim. It's a little more clunky than the actual tabletop game for like positioning the models exactly, and the game can quite often be one of millimeters. So you gotta kind of do your movement and placement by intention more so than exactly where they're at. But on the flip side, you can get the model eye view really, really well, and the models that exist in the game that the community have made have markers, have model states where you can switch them to, you can switch them over to silhouettes very easily, and that's so awesome. So it plays a lot like the tabletop. I highly recommend it. There were a lot of people who did their reports in Tabletop Sim for the Digrama takeover, so it's very valid. There's also the 3D miniatures project that's been put out by Vol SC. It's a collection of people who have put their models into the game using photogrammetry, so you get to play with really cool models that are painted in 3D. It's fantastic. I definitely recommend it. Infinity is one of those games I'm thinking of occasionally doing a gaming stream as well through TTS. I'm loving streaming. It's a lot of fun. I don't see why not. I can't see any reason to not just turn more or less anything I'm doing here that's somewhat related to the channel into fun stuff in the stream. So it's constant content. Okay, so we're tossing in these deployment zone overlays. Let's go back to the bat rep at Raven Eye and see if I colored the buildings. I did. Okay. We don't have any objectives. I think we do have objectives. We have the panoplies. That's right. So now I'll take some orange and we'll mark the panoplies. Let's shrink this down to maybe brush size 10. I don't know if that's bright enough. I'll do some glow effect over top of it, like the other one, with like the beacon sticking up out of it. So we use these piles of, we have these, what do you call these, pallets, and then just like bits of scatter terrain. I thought they made for some fun thematic panoplies, but they weren't like uniform like a tournament would have. It was a remarkably robust table. Lots of areas that were had long fire lanes. There were areas that had that were really closed off. Like, I could see clear through this, and then there was a fire lane that went all the way down here, but then moving through at the middle was really sealed off. It was interesting. We both made good use of smoke. My Bakunin opponent tried to set up a repeater network with pitchers and had some bad dice, which was a bit unfortunate. But it was a fun match, and as the stream goes on today, we'll talk a little bit about the specifics and get it all posted, and I'll do a link at the end to the new Tumblr page, which I guess I'm going to commit to it. I remember it looking snappier and crispier, and I'm not liking what Tumblr's like now. But it is a place to post, at least until I get an official Country Fried Minis website up. Maybe some Squarespace stuff. I'll show you how to find the actual Tumblr homepage later. Just worry about content for now. Thank you, Chris. I may hit you up in the Discord as it goes forward. I need to turn on anti-aliasing here. Does that look all right? No. Okay, so panoplies are kind of marked. Let's turn up the opacity here, I think. Yeah. Okay, and we'll take that. This is where the background work matters. So I've kept a duplicate of the original image just in case I really screw up here. But what we're going to do is start erasing the background. I think I need a little more hardness. Let's do 40%, so I get a little bit of a feathered edge, but mostly crisp. Mostly where I have the tool. And we're just going to get rid of stuff that's not the table. And I might pull up the I need to find a background image that kind of goes with the theme of this location, which is we played at the Hexadrome. Click the wrong one. The Caligo Hexadrome. So we were playing in a sports center that was now appointed by the Rogue AI as emergency military complex to coordinate bounty hunters and local militia to defend the city. So there's this rogue AI that's like taking over this planet, and factions have different intentions for it. Hak-Islam, I think, is there to take advantage and try to set up strengthen their trade routes, which I took as they're trying to set up an illegal monopoly. So Candy is there to do some reporting on that. And this first mission we played is basically I'm here to investigate the use of the Hexadrome as a staging area for local militias, and it's being done so under the guise of being a humanitarian effort. So I think that's the angle I'm going to go with. I don't know if my opponent is doing a write-up or has done a write-up. So I'm doing it one-sided. I'm doing tabloid reporting, and in true internet warrior, keyboard warrior fashion, I'm going to get details wrong intentionally. Should be fun. Really looking forward to Phase 2, which starts... I believe what happens is Phase 1's going to end. Phase 1's going to end Thursday, and then there's a week break, and we've got Phase 2, which will be either 2 or 3 weeks, and the organizers have to choose the missions, the theaters of war, and we'll see where it goes. And hopefully, if enough people get in on it and show excitement, it'll spur Corvus Belli to get on their next campaign. I would really like to take advantage of another narrative-based thing that actually affects the storyline, like the Dergama takeover did. It was a lot of fun. They had a really good method of incentivizing people to write battle reports, because you scored. There was like a user scoreboard based on how many reports you submitted. Like, that was more important than how you actually performed in the games. Whereas this one, there's no actual incentive to write these fancy battle reports. You can actually just play a game and play your match in one of the theater wars, which all have a thematic mission, and I recommend those. You play them whatever size you're going for, and go to... There's like just a simple battle report form to fill out. Title of report, where'd you fight, points, who played, what did they play, who won, how many points. Just type a little bit down here. So at the end of all this, when I've got the report written up, I'm going to submit this one and send them over. We've got Rose City Raid coming up this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that and the break off of this, but I'm thinking Phase 2 is going to involve some more involved reporting from the Candy Corps. I want to get some matches in with my Janissary Force, get the Sorosturma Balumu involved, the Special Investigations Unit, the Hortlock Janissary Office. In any case, today's going to be a lot of busy, tedious work of image editing, typing, probably not the most riveting content, but I'll be here, I'll be talking into the mic, I'll be running my thoughts. I'm here to engage with anyone who comes through. As always, the Country Fried live streams are a fantastic place for people to pop in and toss their thoughts on anything related to the channel, or just come hang out as we do nonsense. By no means are the live streams meant to supplant the full-length content for the channel, and I assure you there's more coming. We've got the Tanya video coming up. I've got a paint up of the Janissary missile launcher model, a piece on why certain models in your force deserve a little extra work. I've got a paint up of a Yujing force for a friend of mine in the works. Of course, there's more Battletech stuff slated to be coming out. We've got the big Hunchback. It's just, you know, all these videos take ages. It's, you know, 50, 60 hours of work to get out a 20-minute video for y'all. So in the meantime, I am having a lot of fun with the streams. I'm going to keep doing these. Anything that is getting substantial work, we'll probably have a workflow live stream. We'll do the battle reports, and I'm setting up to do a paint stream as well. When I'm actually recording painting stuff, might as well stream that. I actually had to buy some USB extension cables. They're like 20 feet long, and they'll let me run my cameras over to the corner. MIJ, Corvus Belli have several starter kits with 2 opposed forces and a cardboard noodle shop or 2. I recommend Operation Blackwind. I think it's the current set that's out. I still think even at the full price, it's a pretty good bang for your buck. You get, what, 7 models per side? This one comes with the, what is it called? Operation Subsection Special something OSSS? No, it's not OSS, it's Steel Phalanx. Steel Phalanx is a sectorial of Aleph. Got some fun units. And then you've got the Haki-Islam force is Hassassin Baram. You get the new Bakhtar heavy infantry, which one of my more favorite models right there. She's a big old gal, and I like a big gal in my forces. Howdy, Commander Shepard. Today we're doing a little more busy work. We're writing up a battle report for Operation Hungry Walrus, and kind of waffling on about Infinity. Just a place to hang out and see what's going on, and maybe stir some excitement for this game, which is actually my main game. It's funny to me that the algorithm insisted that my channel is BattleTech, which is fine. I'm not opposed to that, but I do want to get in more of these games that I am passionate about. So Infinity will slowly get trickled in. I don't think it will ever replace the BattleTech, because I still really like that stuff and the community loves it. But we'll definitely see some more Infinity stuff. The models are really fun. They're a little harder to paint. BattleTech is Grandpa Stinky, but has a charm to it. Yeah, I agree. That's a really good way to put it. It's I don't know, something special there. I guess for me, it's got a nostalgia factor because I grew up looking at my dad's technical readouts, and the models are just like, I like that clunky 80s analog vision of the future. Big fan. That is an antenna. I need to keep that in. But Infinity, if you want a fun time having a bad time versus a super sweaty and competitive opponent, I can't recommend enough Infinity. It is always competitive, and I find that has the side effect of the community actually being kind of warm and welcoming and like encouraging for you to have a good time. There's the whole element of the, what is it, automatic reactive order. So like, I'm moving my thing on my turn, but my opponent is also watching to do reactions. So every single activation in the game is like a negotiation, a piece of teamwork between you and your opponent. And I think that leads to a better time when you're having a bad time, as compared to something like Warhammer, where like your opponent moves his whole army and then kills your whole army, and you start your turn with no army. Fun. Infinity's more, your opponent takes this one really killy unit and moves forward into your forces and kills all your stuff, but you've been shooting at it the whole time trying to stop it. I had a hellacious game last night. We played 150 points, which is on a small table. It's 24 by 32 instead of 48 by 48. And I took the Nazarova twins, the motorcycles. They move 8 inches, 14 if you move. But they move 8 inches at a time and then can attack. And I fully planned on rushing them in and killing my opponent with swiftness. And they got, both of them. And it was a lot of the gas out of my force. One of my bike gals come around the corner ready to charge in the next order, and she ended up taking a critical hit from McMurrow, the murder dog. Not the official name, by the way, but totally the official name. Yeah, I can't think of another title that scratches the same itch that Infinity does. It's it goes hard. And here in the Bay Area, we're especially spoiled because the guys out here, man, they are good. They are quite good. I struggle to place in tournaments, but I still go. I don't know why. I think because I'm a glutton for punishment. Anyhow, we have just gone around the outline here, and this is all to, we're going to get rid of the background that's not the table. And I'm using a few tools here. This software is called Paint.net. It's the poor man's Photoshop. It is free. I'm a big fan. It lets you work with layered images, which I've done here. I'm working on a background. We'll rename this. Background. Edited. So the idea with this image first is to crop out the table, get rid of the background. We've marked the deployment zones. And once I get rid of the background, we're going to put a layer underneath this that kind of elicits the Hexadrome. And then we'll put in the Army logos on either side. And that image will be done. And we can move on to deployment zones, which will be more of the same, but individual unit badges. And I think for the most part, the image work is going to be the most tedious and time consuming. Almost mindless work. But once I get through them, we'll go. Infinity is fine until you have to learn terms like sepsitarized or reason whether ninjas have recoverable cubes and deciding whether two church knights can fight together. Something have to be allies. It's looking at the chat in OBS is frustrating because it's got a little heart symbol that sits over top of the bottom right corner. Can fight together or have to be allies. Yeah. It's I cannot think of a single match of Infinity that did not have at least one moment where everything comes to a screeching halt to look up a rules interaction in the wiki. The details build up to become daunting. They can. There's some core mechanics to learn, like the rule of threes. Right, everything's +3, -3, +6, -6. So that's the first hurdle. There's also occasions where the rules may not be translated well into English, or well isn't the word there. I think not translated perfectly. 'cause it is a Spanish company after all. And then there's also rules that are written kind of ambiguously, and sometimes you need to refer to the community or forum posts to like suss it out. There's some official stances on certain things. They do add, there's a FAQ. It is a living rule set, but the rule set is also free. It's on the wiki. And if you use the Army app to build your forces, you can click on individual abilities that your units have, and it'll take you right to the page. It's definitely a thinking man's game. But I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 rounds in, you really pick it up. I think they intend for people to start the game by playing Code 1, which is like the simplified version. But there are a few cases where that can be a little confusing because certain rules work in a different way from Code 1 into regular Infinity. So I personally don't actually recommend Code 1. I recommend people just jump headfirst into it and get a demo game at maybe 100, 150 points. 150 points is probably fine. And I think you'll probably have a bad time at first, but it'll show you quickly whether or not the game is for you. I think of going swimming at the lake. If you sit and like slowly go into the water and try to acclimatize yourself to that cold ass water, you're gonna be there forever. You're gonna have a bad time. But if you jump in, you get over the shock pretty quick. Christopher says, your local community will onboard you so the rules build upon themselves. It's easy to do, and more basic demo with a few troops and the core rules. Yeah, I agree. Commander Shepard, I've only heard of Infinity from this channel, but I'm hyped to see more of it here. I am aiming to introduce people to it and slowly show off some paint jobs and work on some stuff. I need to bring back my Merovingian Commando cops. I think they were talking about something with Merovingians, right? The reinforcements change that'll be coming up. I wonder if they're going to bring back the Halka motorized troops. Yeah, I first heard of it here too, the Coca-Cola Rangers one. Yeah, they were a lot of fun. So there's a, I can't remember if it was like a blog post or somebody's joke. Maybe it was on the forums, but there was a post about Steel Phalanx forces, some Aleph forces attacking a Coca-Cola facility or something, and at some point it became canon that Coca-Cola still exists and is owned by US Ariadne. So I made the Coca-Cola Rangers, and they will get expanded upon at some point. I need to add a devil dog to my force. I keep looking at, I have a whole shelf of Infinity up here, but there's stuff stacked on it. I want to grab these boxes and bring them down, but they are, things will come crashing down. Anyhow, I have now finally clipped out this here battlefield, and what we're going to do, we're going to edit, we're going to invert selection, and we're going to delete the background. Okay, that's progress. So let's go to Operation Hungry Walrus. We're going to pull up Caligo Hexadrome. I wonder what would be a good image for the background then. Let's look for, I'm gonna pull up Hexadrome. Images. No, that's not gonna work. Let's do stadium. I'll probably use that one. I love how US Army only has Rangers, Motorola Rangers, Sanitation Rangers, Irrigation Engineer Rangers. Their whole military was begun by Ranger unit veterans, so Ranger is go. Yeah, I think that's kind of my thinking as well. Alright, so we're going to create a new image. Let's go back to this one. This is big. This is 4032. So I think what I need to do then is open image in new tab. We're going to save this. Save image. Put it on the desktop. How? We go AI upscaling. Go to upscale.media. That was supposed to say Motor Pool Rangers. Oh, it's funny. Motor Pool Rangers works, but somehow Motorola Rangers does as well. As always, the autocorrect is not doing you any favors. Alright, so we're going to process and upscale this image 4x. Make it real big. I need a good Hexadrome background for these images. Alright, let's enhance quality. It wants me to please wait a moment. And then, yeah, okay, we'll do it. Out, we got it. Show in folder. We're gonna drop this into, actually, cancel. Let's just cut that out and toss it in Operation Hungry Walrus. This is new folder Hexadrome. Let's set this to large icons. We'll set this to BG. And now I'll toss this back into paint.net. We'll open the image and copy it. Or cut it, I guess. Paste. Keep canvas size. Oops, that's the wrong layer. Let's add a new layer underneath the edited background and pop this in. Keep canvas size. Okay, I can work with that. I can work with it. It looks a little jarring. So another trick I like to use is we'll go in here. No, we phone rangers now. I guess that's almost a crossover between what you call it, BattleTech and Infinity. I need to get rid of a little bit of this extra blue, so we'll do that. And then the trick that I like to do to blend a background. So we're going to take dark gray and we're going to create a paintbrush tool size, call it 200, maybe 400. Yeah, and we're going to set it to hardness 0. And we're just going to go around the edge like this. It looks ugly at the moment, but now we'll set this layer to multiply and bring down the opacity a bit. And we'll create this blended layer. What's going on here? What's this problem? What's going on? Why does that look like it does? Why is that look like it does? What layer has this white? It is in my background edited. Okay. Let's get rid of that white that's in the blue. It's a little jarring. But all this busy work has led to this image now. It's still a little jarring, so I think we're gonna add another layer underneath, fill it gray. I guess we could do a gradient. Yeah, we'll do a gradient, starting the gray about right here and feathering up to white, and this will likewise be a multiply layer. Yeah, there we go. Okay, looks a lot better. And we'll save this briefly, and now I need human sphere, infinity. I don't understand why this page looks so big like it does. We're gonna do Hockey Islam, and I want the Hockey Islam logo. Copy image, go back to right here. I guess I should probably save this. File, save. We're gonna call this Hawk logo. Okay, I'm gonna copy this out. We're gonna paste it over the top. Drop it in right here. Maybe a little smaller. This should go down to maybe 300 by 300 pixels. Yeah, there we go. And now I need Bakunin, snazzy gradient. It's simple tricks to make your images look better than they are. I guess I take it for granted because I've done a lot of work in paint.net that it's just really easy to work with, I guess. That's backing in. There we go. Going to copy image. We're going to create a new image. We're going to paste that. I'm going to save as. This will be Bakunin logo. We're going to likewise resize this down to 300 by 300. Copy it out. Paste it in over here. And I think the last thing I need to add is some beams of light coming out of the objectives. So let's do a line tool. We'll do brush size 50. And have it right there. Let's start with this. And then we'll take a 0% hardness, brush size 50, and put a little glow at the bottom. And over here as well. And now we'll take a eraser tool and make it big, like 200. Oops. Click up here, size 200. Again, hardness 0, and what that'll do is it'll make, I can feather that edge down. 200's too big. Let's go with 100. Get rid of that edge. Still too big. the smaller you make this tool, the quicker the gradient does its thing. Okay, I think it's a hardness issue. Let's go up to 25%. Huh. Interesting. Set it to 50. Yeah, that looks a little better. And then I can get it in place and hold click and then use the mouse wheel to keep this kind of where I need it. I just realized it's not perfectly straight up and down. That's fine. This doesn't have to be super fancy. Damn it. Okay. Having to reach under my microphone here. I'm in an awkward position. Alright. Good enough. Good enough is good enough, as the channel would insist. Same here. I guess it's worth mentioning that when you're editing images, it's good to work in short bursts. That way you can Control Z without destroying all that you've done. Alright, same deal. Let's just trying to feather the edges of it a little bit. And this is overly fancy for what I'm trying to do here, but you know what? I like it that way, and I'm gonna go with it. Just feathering these out as if we were painting. Feathering it out, feathering it out. It's too far in. All right. And now we'll change the blend mode to glow. No. Blend mode to lighten and reduce the opacity. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Looks fine. Actually, no, it doesn't look fine. We're just gonna delete this layer. All that work gone. Pooh. Who cares? I don't know if I need to point out the panoplies. I think it'll be covered in the mission. So this is the first one. We're going to save this as PNG map edited. Boom, that's done. Flatten the image. Okay, we can close this one and this one and this one, and that is a tiny bit of progress forward on this project. From here, I need, first all of this needs to get moved into Hexadrome. Those need to go to desktop. This is going Hexadrome. Alright, edited image should go in Hexadrome. Okay, so we've got the deployment. Now we need, or we've got the map, now we need deployment. So it's these two images here, and we'll start with 213234. This one. Pow, open it up. Same deal, duplicate the layer. I think I'm gonna start with the removal of the outline. Just get that done as quick as I can. So the idea is each phase of the game is going to have just a couple paragraphs about it that tells more or less exactly what happens. There'll be an image of, there'll be the army lists shown. There'll be the map itself shown, and then there'll be the deployments. We go to turn 1, talk about top and bottom of turn 1, have some pictures of the key moments that we took photographs of, and add in some ridiculous like gunshot effects and comic book sound effects, and make a really polished report. I'm realizing that this is actually a lot of work, and this stream is going to end up being a similar amount of work as the workflow live streams. Quite surprising. But you know, I'm no stranger to doing this stuff. I can't think of a single thumbnail so far that I haven't done this exact method to produce. You go around the models you want to show, you cut them out, you overlay it over top of the original image, you darken the original image with a gradient layer, and then you have the finalized work. Same method I just used with the latest video, which is out as of yesterday, talking about painting for hire. Took far too long to produce and get out, but hey, it is what it is. It's a lot of work. That said, we got the big tournament this weekend, so the next video is probably going to be a lower effort piece, a fluff piece, if you will, talking about the Rose City Raid. I'll try and get some interviews while I'm down there, get some shots of the tables, give a shout out to the Dice Abide, which you might want to check out. What's it called? Late Night Wargaming, the Dice Abide YouTube. Adam and John put together a fantastic event every year, and they also work with some other community members. So they have the Late Night Wargame show. There's the whole tabletop throwdown deal, and there's also the work of Nehemiah Hobby over with The Joy of Green Stuff. Dice Abide. I spelled that wrong. That's the channel. We're going down up there. I say down there first, but no, it's up there. It's 10 hours north. Up in Sherwood, Oregon. It's just outside of Portland. It's a suburb, I guess. Got a fantastic venue out there at the Madrona Hill Vineyard. Play some outdoor gaming, some real intense tables with really tough opponents. 2 full days of gaming, 5 rounds. It's always a pleasure. And honestly, the highlight of the year as far as the tournament scene is going, as far as I'm concerned. I very nearly bailed on it this year because it's a little pricey. Rose City this weekend, sure enough. Heading out Friday morning. Gonna be splitting the driving with a friend of mine. 10-hour drive up and 2 full days of standing on your feet all day. Then you stand on your feet for like 4 or 5 hours after the match. Go back to the hotel room, try to sleep as quick as possible for the swelling in your feet to go down, then do it again. This year's a little different, so I typically like to do tournaments will have you build 2 lists of the same faction usually, and they're most of the time 3 missions. This is 5 rounds, and each one is a different size. So you've got to build a list for each mission effectively, which is good. I mean, it's a break from my norm. Like a sideboard in Magic the Gathering, yeah, it is quite similar. Although when you do a sideboard, do you have to swap out the entire sideboard, or you just have cards in it you can swap in and out? I guess it'd be like you have your main deck, and then you have any number of cards from sideboard. So yeah, unlike a sideboard, you can't swap out which cards you want to use. It's 2 completely separate lists. A lot of times people will build it for like the harder mission, or some mission that requires a specific type of unit, so they'll build a list for that. So you can have just like 4 cards for one matchup, 11 cards for one terrible. Yeah, okay. That would be pretty interesting to play Infinity with a sideboard setup. Sometimes I would throw in that 61st card. You never know. I never really played much in the tournament scene for Magic. I do like the idea of what's the method where everybody gets packs and builds the deck, the draft. I like those ideas better than like trying to follow the meta and make a competitive deck. Just, I've never been great at following the meta, and honestly that gets me in Infinity as well, because there are units that are in the meta. I've recently acquiesced to some of the meta play for Hockey's Law and added in a couple units. You're doing a Magic draft this Saturday, actually? Like, are you hosting, or are you going to a local place? I knew that you were an MTG guy, but I did not know you were still an MTG guy. Attending, brother. Ah, yes. Very nice. Been a long time. Oh, who is messaging me? Someone needs more. Being asked colors about. I'm being asked questions about contrast colors. Sorry about this. I got a friend who has just recently started painting, and he was turned on to contrast paints, and he tried to use them like a regular paint, and that is not how they work. He sent me a picture. He said, I just put on this contrast white, and I'm not seeing the results. And it's, when you're painting with opaque colors, you need to, thin them down and apply them without globbing it on. But then when you're putting contrast down, you want to glob them on. How did your Exabungle model work out? I haven't opened the package yet. I am debating whether or not that is a model for me to have fun with, or a piece of content. Either way, I am stoked about it. that is... I'll pull that up. I did a community post with it, right? Showing the model. I'm pretty excited about this kit. I was chatting in the last live stream and picked up this GhostTypeCo type model for like $14 off of Amazon. Let's see, WM GhostTypeCo. It looks like a really fun build. I mean, come on, look at that. That's so good. So silly looking. I think it'd be fun. I think it'll be extremely fun to do like a scale model. Scale model build on the channel. I'm excited. I'm not sure if it qualifies as minis, but it's mini adjacent. Okay, so where were we? We now have this field selected, so we can invert selection and delete that. Oh, I just realized I can go back to my map with deployment zones, and I can copy this image right here. Copy. We'll go back in here. We're going to add in that. We're going to add in a gradient. Gradient layer, we'll go gray to white. Gradient. Zip it up like that. Do a multiply. Actually, it needs to be darker gray at the bottom. Like that. We're going to add in that trick of the 200 size hardness 0 gray around the edge. I think I went bigger than 200, but this is fine. Swift work. And then this will also be a multiply layer. There we go. And we're gonna save this as Hawk deployment layers. And now I need to start digging out unit badges. Let's see what I did for Durgama, Bat Reps, Raven Eye Station. Did I do like a zoom in on the... Where is my... Where's my deployment? What did I... Okay. It is a bit zoomed in. Okay. I think I'm going to do the same here. Let's actually get right in on the deployment. Mister, can you tell me where my love is gone? You listening to Japanese Boy by Anika? He's my Japanese boy. Is that song offensive? I unironically love that song, but it might be offensive. It's off the Vice City soundtrack. GTA. That's where I picked it up. Okay, so I need to put together a list of the units that are here. So, no, the more I listen to it, I don't think it's offensive. I guess the only thing that could be construed as potentially offensive is the inclusion of the Japanese-esque music, and that in itself is not inherently offensive to use an imitation of traditional Japanese music. Alright, so we need HVT, we need Mutawiya, we need Shihab. It's the new Cotton Eye Joe. The album art is a bit of cultural appropriation. Yeah, and I mean, it was the 80s too, right? I'm assuming it was 80s. We need John Bazan. What's this? This is a Nazmat. We have a Warcore. We have Zuleika. We have... That's the Mutt. That's the Shihab. This is... Shatania. This is a Nazmat. I already have Nazmat. But looking through the lens of the present back into the 80s, I think it's fine. Haha. Yeah, it's good, but that lady is something not right there. I don't know how to feel about old Anika. What is this? This is a mutt. Okay, I now have my list of units that I need to dig off a human sphere, and that's what we're gonna do. We're going back to human sphere infinity. Start digging out some unit badges. We need Mutawi. Yeah, there we go. Gazi Mutawi. I need logo. This one probably reads better. So we're going to open image, new tab. We're gonna save image as. Where are these? These are in Infinity and Hexadrome, and this is Gazi. Pow. Got the Gazi. Let's get the Shihab. Murafik. Unit logo. We need Rafik. Save images. Rafik. We need Shihab. Oh shit, I should get the full size one. Save image as Rafik. There we go. Overwrite. Yes, overwrite. We need Shihab. Save image as Shihab. We need Shatania. Save image as Shatania. We need Nazmat. Save image as Nazmat. I don't care about cultural appropriation, as I'm not giving back all the spaghetti or taking back all that smoked sausage. Unless by force. What's done is done. Enjoy the buffet. I mean, as someone who lives on pizza, where does that lie? Is pizza an amalgam of cultures? I ain't going back to rocking overalls and hobnails. Let me get a good set of overalls myself. Save image as. It's a JPEG. Why is this one a JPEG? And all those others are PNGs. Okay, we got the Warcore. We need Zuleika. Unit logo. Oh, she not have a special logo? I thought she did. Lucky's Long. Where's she at? No, they're just the Coom Biker symbol. Alright, let's get the Coom Biker symbol. Save image as Coom. Zuleika, Samira, I need Asawira. Unit logo, pop it up. This one's got that yellow outline. It's not going to read very well. Asawira. There we go. Pow. All right, now we got all these images. And what we need to do is create a new layer over top of everything. And then open all of these up in image. I want Asawira, Ghazi, Kum, Nazmat, Rafiq, Shataniya, Shihab, Warkor. I forgot the John Bazan. Human sphere. John Bazan. Unit logo. John Bazan. Save images. John Bazan. They're Jinn hunters. And to reflect that, they have multispectral visor level 2. Which lets them see through smoke. It lets them see through 0 visibility zones. I'm going to open all of these. Boom, big ones. Most U.S. pizza descends from Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey, basing somewhat loosely on Naples pizza and Sicilian meat and cheese blends. Meat cheese breads. Yeah, that makes sense, right? It's not actually... It's an interesting case in that it's not really cultural appropriation. It's like a bastardization of some culturally appropriated foods. They say it was big with coal miners. It's an easy way to get hot dinner on site fast. Makes sense. I kind of want pizza, but I'm not going to buy a pizza. I might buy a pizza. Maybe not. All right, let's shrink these down to 300 by 300 px and see. Came from second generation immigrants. I see. 300 too big. Use local ingredients. I remember reading about sort of tangentially related to this is the whole deal with how tomatoes became vegetables, not fruits, by legal classification. Either that or the Food Channel lied to me. I would trust the Food Channel. Generally. I still think 150 is too big. Let's go all the way down to 100. 100 pixels. Is that too small now? That's a little too small. 150 is where it was. What if we split the difference? 125. I think 125 by 125 is right, because otherwise it's going to get real busy real quick. So, John Bazan gets his logo. We want $1.25. Yeah, exactly. We want the Ghazi Mutawiya resized down to 125. Copy that. One's here. One's here. We'll put in the unit names as well here in a moment. Who's next? Coom Biker Ladies. We'll go with resize 125. We're gonna dump in. Zuleika gets a badge. Samira gets a badge. Nazmat. Resize 125. Pow, grab. There's a Nazmat here in this corner. And there's a Nazmat over here next to that robot. Rafiq. Resize. 1, 2, 5. Grab. Rafik is standing over here by the Asawira. And the Shaitanya is hiding behind the boxes. 1, 2, 5. The Shihab is standing up here. 1, 2, 5. Asawira is over here, and then we've got 2 war cores, and I've got to get rid of that outline. So we'll magic wand it off and image resize. 1, 2, 5. Select. Pow. And pow. Another one here. This is the HVT. I don't think I can put a logo on it. I'll just put the marker for it. Okay, so from here, I want to put in some rounded rectangles that are just solid color. So we'll do a draw filled shape, and I usually go with my army colors. So let's get a nice turquoisey-esque color here. Right here. And then I guess I should start with the text now that I think about it. And I think I don't have any good fonts for this anymore. Let's find a font real quick. Let's find a Arabic font. Let's see. I need something that sells the Arabic feel, but is still very legible at a small sign or small size. We'll go with kind of like that one. Let's pop that open in a new tab. I like that one even more. In fact, that's what we're doing. Talk about cultural appropriation. I am playing Hockey's Lawn, though. Oh, yes. My trial of WinRAR has expired. I've been meaning to buy a copy of it, but I keep getting hung up on how much it costs. Install fonts. There we go. Are those fonts malware? Who knows? Generally, I trust them. Good song. Where was I? Ah, yes. We are adding in text. I think it's important to add the text first and then make the boxes afterwards. And we're going with the Ramadani text here. We're going size 24, too small. Go with size 48. Core. That is quite hard to read. What was that other one I got called? This one? Or Core? Yeah, it's a little easier to read. I think that's what we're going to go with. They need to be even bigger. Okay. Warcore, Asawira, Rafik, Mutawiya, then I'll move these around. This is a HVT. This is Zuleika Nazarova. This is a Warcore. This is a Nazmat. This is a Shehab. This is a John Bazan. This is a Shaitania. This is a Nazmat. She is Samira Nazarova. Okay. I think that's everybody has text. So now, do a little finagling, little Jimmy rustling, and move these things around. To where there will be legible and somewhat unintrusive. I forgot how involved this is from the last time I did this. Nazmat should go text here, Warcore text up here maybe. That's good there. This should be moved a bit. This gets moved a bit. Who's next? Shatania, Nazmat, Samira. We're going to shift the Nazmat text down a bit. Okay. Now we need to add another layer, and we will do the rounded rectangles underneath all of these. What's the problem? What's going on here? Oh, I had a selection down. We'll do these. Keep it kind of close to the edges. A whole bunch of rinse and repeat here. And then once we get these all set up, I'm going to adjust the opacity and make all the blue semi-transparent. So we'll do, what, 200 out of 255? Not enough. Wait, I think I have to hit enter. Can maybe go down a little further. Let's see what 175 looks like. Yeah. All right, and now we put the we shuffle these things around. To where they're conducive to. They need to be tied to that unit. But also, damn it. Not in the way of the little arrows, because next will be little lines pointing from underneath the text box to the unit in question. Rafik, Asawira. This was a hell of a match. I really enjoyed this game quite a bit. And not because I won. Which any of you who've played Infinity with me know that I have a bit of a salty streak. I don't have a great win rate. The guys around here just go too hard. Nesmet. Shatania. No, it was good. Things worked. We had fun. We laughed. We lamented failures. It was a good time. It's always good when a hard loss can turn into a fun time for your opponent. Alright, Shihab should probably get this there. Alright, looks like all the tags are lined up. So from here, I add in another layer underneath layer 8, and we're going to go with pink and create some brush size 10 lines that go to the units. Yeah. More core. Suleika. Oh, I need end caps with arrows. Ooh, that arrow's way too big. Do rounded. Is there like a pointed one? No. Okay, Warcore, Suleika, Nesmet, Shihab, HVT, Mudawiyah, Rafiq, Asawira, Warcore, Nesman, Shatania. Oops, I missed. Samira. Zoom out. Everything has their lines. No, Jambazon's missing one. There we go. This is a lot of work. Holy moly, I forgot how much work this is. But, you know, each one that gets done, and we move forward. And eventually there'll be a report out, and I'll include the link somewhere. Maybe a community post about the the campaign. All right, save as edited images. We'll do a PNG, and this is called Hawk Deploy Edited. Flatten. Good Lord, that was a lot of work. Holy shit. I'm 2 hours in and I've made 2 images. I'm going to be here all day, folks. I think so. Which is surprising. So for that, I'm going to take 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to refill my coffee. I'm going to stretch my legs, and I'm going to be right back, and we'll do the Nomad deployment next. I guess this goes to show just how much work goes into doing a battle report this way, and is quite important for anyone who wants to try and put this kind of things together. If you want to write a good battle report that's really edited, shows everything in a clear, concise, and graphical fashion, you're probably looking at a day of work. You know, 2-3 hours, 4 hours potentially for your game. If you take lots of pictures and write your notes down, it can take a little longer than a normal game. But then if you're writing up your battle report, it can really spiral out of control. So if you're going to spend a whole day working on this kind of stuff, and it's looking like I'm probably looking at, realistically 6 hours at this point to do this. You might as well have fun with it and polish it up and make it look really cool. So be on the lookout for more campaigns in the future. That said, I'm just taking a brief break. I want to refill my coffee cup and stretch my legs. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm going to put up that BRB screen. Well, hello. I was just telling a friend of mine that I forgot how involved this is. But of course, I think editing the deployment zones and deploying is the most involved. But wow, I forgot how involved this is. It's been a while. It's been about a year. But we're back to it. I had to stretch my legs. Absolutely had to. Yeah. Okay, let's transition back into the actual work. We're now done with Hawk Islam deployment, and we can move on into the Nomad deployment in a similar fashion. The rest of the images are more or less like putting in gunshots. A bang coming out the end of the model's gun and some lines that says bang, pow, pow, split when you hit the target. That kind of stuff. So, with that in mind, let's sally forth. I think I should probably pull open the nomads list. Here we go. And then human sphere it up. Human sphere. Alright. Pop over to human sphere. I'm going to pull up Reverend Custodier. Unit logo. Reverend Custodiers. Save images. Custodier. I need a Reverend Moira. Unit logo. Let's pop open one of those with save images. Moira. We need a Cyclone. Unit logo. Pop it open. Save images. Cyclone. With a capital. We need 2 war cores. I already have war core. We need Lunicods. Save images. Lunocod. I need a Salute. Save images. Salute. I need a 0. Save images. 0. Let's see what's next. Vertigo. Vertigo. Vertigo's on. Save images. Vertigo. There's more Zons involved. We need a transductor. All right, we want Zoe. A logo. Save images. Zoe. We also need Pywell. Pywell. There's another 0. We need a Zonbot. Zonbot. We need... Who's next? Need a moderator. Save images. Moderator. I hope I can remember which of these units are which when I start putting the images down. We need a Meteor Zond. Meteor. Chimera. Uber Fall Commando. Who else? Morlock. Morlock. I think that's all of them. Or at least looking at the list, that's what I see. Okay. Back to image editing. We need to open I need to figure out which one it is. I think that it's this deployment. Yes. That is correct. And that is 213258. I guess I could just drag it into Paint. Cancel. Pop it in. Pop it in over here. Open it up. Let's see. This is 1707. Actually, I guess I need more of the table because she had things that were halfway up the board. We cut this image to that size, I think. This will minimize the amount of stuff I have to crop out. That'll do. Image. Crop to selection. Duplicate. Same deal. Starting as it was with the rest of them. We're gonna get rid of this edge first. Easy mode. Tedious. Busy work. I think once I'm done with the deployment zones, though, I won't have to do any more of this because I can just zoom in on the action, which is just like key moments of the game. Certain shots were taken, certain armor saves were rolled. Easy mode. In any case, just a bunch of busy work. I have really been enjoying turning all my content into streams. It's good to have it for posterity, and I think on some level providing a consistent regularity to stream content allows for the proliferation of algorithmically induced impressions. So like in the case of this here stream, the working on the battle report, I'm not necessarily looking for folks to, you know, sit here and chat with me the whole time. No, it's more so putting this stuff out there so that people who would be interested in this content or interested in doing it themselves will have a little insight into it in a like real-time fashion. And of course it is actually for engagement as well. Not only do I appreciate it, but continuing to provide a forum upon which people can voice their thoughts and concerns about the content, I think is super valuable. Plus, you never know till you try. And of course, if this is at all interesting to folks, I do plan on doing some more battle reports in the future. Some more busy work. Some more candy double reporting. Because I had so much fun during the Dragama takeover. And that's all gone now. They didn't keep the website up. So all my battle reports are gone. They had a really nice system where you could submit it on their website. It was added to a database. You got awarded points, basically, like individual commander score for posting more so than just like including battles. There were definitely some, you could tell when people put the effort in, and I strived to put in my battle reports at a high standard, and that's what we're talking about today, is the ridiculous amount of tedium and effort that's going to go into making a polished battle report for your game. But what results from all this work is high quality reporting. And if you have a good camera and really nicely painted models, it would not be hard at all for you to post a battle report that would rival the quality of what you see in like a White Dwarf magazine. Yeah. So I highly recommend, if you have any interest at all, taking the plunge and trying it yourself. Whether or not you go with fancy effects or tedious image editing, battle reports can be interesting for the community. A great way for you to see your successes and your failures, and reflect upon where the dice let you down or where you made poor decisions, or like if you had a matchup that actually worked. I think it's valuable as an Infinity player. Anyhow, it's just for a campaign that I am excited about. Now, back on the subject of the whole incentive to post these, I am a little disappointed with the setup for Hungry Walrus. There is no real incentive to go all out on these. There's no bonus for creating a well-crafted report, because you can just submit it via doc and score for your location. So this campaign specifically is more of a play your game, submit your after actions, and hold the location for your faction, as opposed to we want to see high quality reporting, fun pictures, invert selection. I'll get rid of that. We now have background scrubbed out. We're going to copy that background. We're going to put in the Hexadrome background, keep canvas size. I think a little bit of greenery at the bottom's good. Pop in a new layer. We're going gradient one more time. Bow. Go like that. Who dat? Who dat? Someone getting back to me. Multiply. We do another layer. We do that same trick with the paintbrush at 200 size, hardness 0. Going around the edges. Guys talking about ridiculous card values and Magic the Gathering. Okay, so I need to figure out what these units are. Let's get rid of all this. I also just realized that this image of deployment has my Fide in it. So I need another image from Human Sphere. And that's going to be Human Sphere. Need a Fide in there. Fide. Fide is fun unit because it's got impersonation. So for one, it looks like, to your opponent, it looks like a friendly. And they can't shoot it. They have to discover that it's a bad guy. And it can deploy anywhere on the table up to the enemy's deployment zone without having to make any roll. But as it is an impersonation level 1, or I guess it's all impersonators, you can make a willpower roll, whip roll, and if you roll your willpower or under, you can put this jackass inside the enemy's deployment zone, which is so disgusting. And it's actually why I'm playing Vanilla Hockey's Lawn for the tournament. Got to bring that Fide action. Okay, so I need all these units. All these units. Oh, she has so many different unit types. These all get dumped into paint.net. Pow. Open each image. Okay. Now, the issue I'm having now is I don't remember all of these units. I'm going to have to refer to the list. Let's see. Custodier is the hacker. Custodier's the hacker. And that hacker was right here. So go over the top, new layer, start doing the same deal. Pow, put that in. Yeah, I think 125 works there. This actually might get a little busy at the 125. We'll see. I might have to shrink them down a little more. Okay. What is a Lunicod? Lunicod is the heavy shotgun acrylic cannon one. So I'm going to put that right here. Who was next? The Meteor is not on the table. Right? That's the one that I'm pretty sure that's the parachutist. Meteor's on is the combat jump. Yeah, combat jump / parachutist. Don't need that. Get rid of you. Moderator. There is a moderator. The moderator is in... Where did that moderator go? I don't remember which unit was that. I don't really know nomads as well as I should. Where was the moderator? Where indeed was the moderator? I think this is the moderator. Yeah, picture unit was up here. Picture unit's right here. Next is the Moira. And the Moira was the... Yeah, Sniper Lady. So Sniper Lady is right here. Who's next? This is the Morlock. We'll do 125. We'll cut it out. We'll drop it in. Morlock's easy. I know that guy. He goes here. Pywell. Pywell was across the board over in this corner. Salute. What is a salute? Salute is... Why do I have a salute here? There it is. Okay. Evo Hacker. It is on the table. And it is right here. Transductor is the... Pretty sure that's the flash pulse spot? Yeah. And that's this one. Cyclone, I know that robot. It's gonna go here. The Uberfall Commandos are over by my Fide. Or I guess more accurately, I'm over by them. Vertigo is the missile launcher. And that was all the way over here. There were 2 war cores. And they are here and here respectively. The zeros are just camo, right? Yeah, not hidden deployment. There was a 0 up here and a 0 right here. This is the HVT. This is Zoe. She's over in the corner with my Fide. And then Zonbots. There's 2 of them, I believe. Right? Checking the list. I see 1 Zondbot. That can't be right. That can't be right. Is there something missing? Moderator 0, Chimera, Morlock, Zoe, Powell. I see 1 in this here. Is that some kind of deployable? Oh, it's a crazy koala. That explains it. This is the Zonbot over here. Excuse me. Open up my coffee. Okay. Fide gets put in as well. Fide. It's right here. Okay, so I think now I want some kind of cyberpunk-y font. That'll look good in a small format. Kind of like that one. I like that one even more. Let's try this one. Terraxia. And then Bakunin should probably be orange and black, maybe. Actually, I guess I could just check what I used before. Bat reps. Hawk versus Bakunin. Hawk versus Bakunin. Finished images. Deployment. I went yellow and purple Okay. I also did like some 3D effects to these text. Interesting choice. I wonder if I could do that again. How much time would that take? Take a lot of time. Okay, let's come back in here. Let's first off save this image as Bakunin deployment layers. Okay. Pop a new image. We'll go with the purple. I like the purple. Purple's good. Pow, 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 pow. We're looking for that new one that I just got, which was called Taroxia, and this is a oops, I need to deselect Chimera. That's a little big. Let's try 60. Zoe, she's here. Transductor. Luno Cod. Salyut. Vertigo. Zonbot. Pi. Well. Or core. 0. Moderator. What's this called? Morlock? Warcore. 0. HVT. This is a Moira. This is a Custodiers. This is a Cyclone. Am I blocked from chat? No, you just come up. Let me check. Is there something aggressive that's... Is there some kind of settings? Nope, they two goosters? What are you trying... That registered. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's some kind of settings. Did you try to share a link? It might be... How can I change that? There should be a way to check. Moderation activity will be shown. Okay, no. I don't know if it's like... if there's settings that affect that. I think if you try to share links, sometimes YouTube blocks it. I was just telling you about Bandai Dragonar models for packs. Yeah, if it was a link, it might have been blocked. Dragonar model. Interesting that it didn't go. It might be the difference between top and live chat. No, it's weird. Dragonar, Bandai, Dragonar. Images. Oh, this guy with that hat. That's lovely. Oh, that's yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Wait, $25? Yeah, it said 25. It's 34, but 34 for four models. That's kind of awesome. Let's add there. Thought maybe the name of the retailer Zong Shan did it. Zong Shan. Yeah, I might look into that. I've got some. Got some models to build. Let's see. I've got the Exabungle and. One up on the shelf over there. I'm not going to get it right now. Buddy of mine picked me up. Might have been a 30-minute. Go with the other seller's link and it's cheaper, but they need $5 shipping and tax, of course. Not too bad. That was supposed to be Amazon. Okay. That's fair. Anyhow. Where was I? Okay, so I was looking at my old images from the last Tergama takeover deal. And I think what I need to do is add a drop shadow behind these. That I think it was a visibility issue. So I'm going to cover how to do that real quick. So I've duplicated layer 7. I'm going to change brightness and contrast, and I'm just going to darken it to black. And I'm going to select the whole thing, copy it, or cut it, and I'm going to drop it down 3 pixels down into the right. And I think I'm going to do that again, do the brightness contrast again and make it black. Black, there we go. Cool. Yeah, that looks a little better. I'm going to save that as hot deployment layers, and then we're going to save as PNG. This will be hot deploy edited. Pow, do that. All right, so from here, we're just doing the same deal as before. Gotta kind of organize the text. I'm kind of happy with the placement of them. The purple font doesn't pop. Maybe whitish text on dark gelatin green. I like it. It is kind of. I guess the logic behind the purple was that she's a. Her models are purple, so it kind of matched. I wonder if I could just darken them all a bit. They're gonna have a background which will help them stand out. Let's see. I maybe should darken the purple a little bit. No. Let's just see if. Let's hide this layer. Let's see if the yellow underneath will make the difference, and then I might have to reconsider what we're doing. So they're gonna get the purple and yellow contrast is the original intention. That's gonna have to get moved. And then they'll have a black drop shadow. But I think you might be right that this pale purple is kind of fighting the table a little bit. Somehow the lighting just not good for it. 0. Moira. Cyclone. Custodier. Zoe. Chimera. Transductor. It is still a little hard to read. This will also be, what was it, 175? That was too much. 200. Let's see what they're going to look like with the drop shadow. Let's see if it works. Brightness contrast, we're going dark, full contrast. We do it again to make it black. Yeah, I think with the size of these, you might be right. White-ish text on dark gelatin green. I'm worried that white text will disappear next to these like silvery images. Can I get away with just darkening this a little bit? No. Adjustments, brightness. I'll just go a little bit darker with it. What's another good contrasty color? You could always try the white. Can I just do that with brightness contrast? Go all the way with it. And then gelatin green. I guess I'm working with more of a hunter green here, but let's see. This needs to go layer 6. No. Did I put... No, it's layer 8. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah, I think I can live with that. I think that works. It works enough. They do pop. They do be poppin' though. Okay. Now I have an issue of a few of these things are like closely overlapping. So we need to... Are you sure about that, phone? You absolutely sure about that? Okay. Yeah, I'm good with this. Let's flatten down. We're going to flatten down layer 7 so I can move this all at once. You know, I keep thinking about good enough is good enough. And to just commit. Moira should probably be shifted a little bit. So she's going up down like that. We'll take 7 and move that. And then we're going to go Custodier. Needs to be shifted a bit. It's getting a little clustered. A little cluttered. Move this over there. Okay. I think those all now have room to put the logos. Dark gelatin green is, I guess, to look like a CRT screen on a device in the future that puts hologram tags on your helmet or goggles or eye impacts or whatever. Man, this here, I'll pull up the pull my OBS over. So the text comes in right here, and there's this, like, I can react to stuff, but the heart is always over the text of the last chat message that come in. It's really frustrating, but it's nice to have that widget in the OBS as well. Anyhow, I think not reflective though. Dark translucent greenish background, not reflective though. I know it could be done. It's definitely an effect that could be achieved. Though on some level, just to set the text off, yeah. I can picture it in my mind. I'm not really sure how to achieve the effect with simple tools here in paint.net. Okay. Like old school original Max readouts. You might see if you can outline text like in Meme Maker's like image flip. I don't know if I know that one. Sort of like an outline. Yeah, I wish I had a pretty good way to put I wish I had a good tool for that. I usually do like I end up doing this whole text. Oh wait, let me do a new layer. So usually to outline things, what I'll do is duplicate the layer, and then I'll take my tool, my fill tool with the anti-alias rendering on, and like hit it a couple times. And that kind of works. I guess you could even do like a like that type of deal. I think I'm happy with this here, though it does kind of call into question what I need to do for the lines. I think I'm going to do this lime green. Go with that. We'll go. Yeah. Just, you know, get some perfunctory stuff here, because this is all just going to be images nestled in a Tumblr blog post after all. That is way too close to the Chimera. She needs to be shifted. And Zoe as well, which means here maybe. cut, paste, slide it, deselect, back to layer 9. Yeah, Zoe's here, Chimera's here. These are the pupniks. I'm not gonna, that's just gonna clutter it up if I put all that info. Cyclon's too close to the Cyclone. No, I could do it like this. It's gonna get real busy real quick anyways. Lunicod, moderator. Zero. And now we go back into layer 6 and return the transparency. And layer 6 needs to be shifted up and above layer 7 even. And we stick these in their proper places. Get the war core. The war core did not have a war core didn't get a line, so we go back to layer 9 and deselect and put the war core there. Go back to layer 6. Start moving things around. 9, you say. Hello, 9. How are you doing, Mr. Spencer? Good. I saw you were streaming a little earlier. I would have popped in, but I need to get this battle report written today. And I figured if I'm going to be stuck at the computer for 6-7 hours working on a battle report, I might as well turn it into another piece of content. I'm exploring the idea of doing more battle reports in the future for Infinity games, maybe even streaming live games as well. But all the remodeled oldie tags excite you. So, not sure what battle report is. Okay, so we are currently in a campaign called Operation Hungry Walrus, where people around the world who are playing Infinity are playing missions in these locations. We've got these thematic missions. When you're done playing your round, you can come over here and submit reports, which will like provide scoring. Wait. Yeah, here we go. It provides scoring for these locations, but some people go above and beyond and do like a detailed report of the after action, which I did for the Dragama Takeover campaign last year. And I did these like, I'm role playing as Candy Double for my Candy Corps. I'm doing these shitty tabloid posts about the event, and then I'm also taking notes on the images, or taking notes on the rounds and doing an after action turn by turn, and then editing up these images to, you know, go along with, accentuate the experience. Yeah, fun stuff. I didn't take enough pictures to do all the little arrows showing the movement, but, you know, doing stupid stuff like that where it is, I forgot how much work it is actually. And I'm I'm gonna be here for a while, evidently. I forgot entirely that it's like an all-day affair to write one of these, but you know, I'm here. I've started the stream. I'm gonna do it. I'm exploring what it takes to do it and if it works for content. You know, the big thing is my faction, my personal flavor of the faction is written around a character that exists in the universe, but doesn't have a whole bunch beyond, you know, the little quip about her. And I've just basically said, this is my character now. If anybody talks sharp smack and then rolled badly, you add that to the report. Yeah, exactly. I had a moment in this game where I had a Hexadrome Fide work. He did what Fide does. It appears next to your forces and kills them. And he was working, and it upset my opponent in the moment. She very nearly conceded on top of turn 1, but then the Hexadrome Fide died, and thematically, that's like an in for someone to potentially you know, be upset with my faction for getting a Fide killed in action. Unfortunately, again, this campaign does not do much for people to submit like well done reports. There's not really much of an incentive or advantage to doing it. Unlike Dergama Takeover, which people were really encouraged to write good reports and get 5-star ratings from the community on it and stuff like that. When a grunt drops a commander or specialist from across the table, just anything notable. If anyone attempted something with very long odds and it works, you add that. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes. I have really terse, short notes, brief notes, like Hawkislam won initiative, won the lieutenant roll off, takes initiative, deploys in such way. Let's see. Fide moves, kills Chimera and Zoe, saves versus. I can't actually read my handwriting there. Saves versus Nano. Here's an instance. Okay, Zamira tried 3 more times. Tried 3 times to throw a smoke grenade, needing a 16, maybe a 17. I think it's a 16. Needs a 16 to succeed. 16 or less on a d20. Fails 3 times. I spend a command token to do the 4th attempt and throws the smoke on the 4th attempt. And that's, you know, 3 failures with what, a 20%, 40%? Yeah, 20% chance of failure. Like, that shouldn't have failed so many times. Okay, that looks like deployment. Oh, no, I need to put in the Fide. That cheeky Fide. Someone is turtling up and saving their command points. You sort of mock that in the report and note how it let 3 objectives get captured early on. Yeah, it's interesting, the whole like back and forth you can get going on. Oops, I don't need that layer. I need text on layer 7, and I need to add pink text that says, what was that font I was using? Not the Ramadani, but I can't remember what it's called. There it is, Mosaic Ramadan. And this was 72 size, and this is Fide. Fide. And that'll go here. Sort of like flavor commentary in a game. Yeah, exactly. Let's duplicate layer 7. No. Damn it. guess I am duplicating layer 7. Okay. I'm going to shift this one over. And then adjustment, brightness, contrast the other way. Now deselect. Flatten layer 8. We need to go. What was the color I used? Like a turquoise. That seems too bright. It is too bright. Let's unflatten this, and I should be able to just dropper tool. Come back over here, and we'll put in Fide. Cut this out. Put it over here, maybe. Yeah. And then layer 9 once again gets the pink thing to the Fide, to the impersonation token. Deselect. You know, that's it's good enough. It's perfunctory. I don't want to spend all day on this image. Good enough. We'll save it. We will save as flattened PNG and call it Bakunin deploy edited. I cannot believe how much work this is turning into. But this is where we're at. Okay, flatten that down. I might not write the tabloid after all. Just, okay, learn how to make a post. I have to learn how to make a post. Tumblr new is a shortcut. I guess I'm not ready to do that. Do I do a Sites? Google Sites? Is Google Sites better? Google Sites might be better. I forgot all about this. I have made a site before. Well, yeah, I've done this before. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let's create a Google site, I suppose. This is, I think, I see where Tumblr could be useful for this, but I think it's better to do a Google site. Let's get rid of that. Boom, don't need that. May 18th, 2023. Who the hell accessed this? Weird. MIJ says Google Sites is pretty update once you have your format figured out. Yeah, I think. Good lord, that's. I don't need that anymore. I think I lied about why I like Corregidor. I thought it was their tags, but I realize now it's probably the Armada Brigada suits from N2 in the Ice Storm box. Operation Ice Storm Infinity. I remember that box. I never got into it. This guy right here, the Mobile Brigada. Any design tests, endless amount of time though. Yeah, it's. I almost regret setting this up as a stream today, but this has got to get done. There may come a point where I need to like hop up and do some lunch, or I guess dinner now, 6 p.m. I can't believe how long it's taking. I like the one in the starter set and the 4 in the unit box too. Way sweeter than stupid orc suits. The Mobile Brigada is Something that is available in Kapukalki, I think. Yeah, I like some of their options. I really love they have a heavy infantry hacker. It's a 2-wounder, armor 5 BTS 3, and is a firewall -6 built into the hacker. It's insane. And they're available in QK as... Can they not? I don't think they can fire team. They can't fire team. But it's something I've seen a buddy of mine do when he was playing a Mobile Brigada round. I am a little bit unsure as to what to do at this point. Mark's like Python tag the Anaconda. I think that's what you're talking about. Creator but earning pay. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. QK gets the Iguana, which is all right. I don't like that it's only 2 structure and then the pilot ejects. I think the Anaconda's the same way though. Let's see, who did I have that gets the Anaconda? NA2, I think Spiral Core can take the Anaconda. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's also structure 2 and then the pilot ejects. But that model's cool. I like that one a lot. I like it quite a bit. Very fun model. Not a great tag, but it's a tag. You know, Ballistics 13, Heavy Machine Gunner, AP Spitfire. I'd recommend the AP Spitfire because it's AP. Yeah, good stuff. Plus, in this current edition, all tags have tactical awareness and get the extra order to themselves. I like the old Iguana for N1 without a tail. Look like pure 70 Cyberpunk. The old Zons too. Infinity, Iguana, Human Sphere. Oh yeah, it did get updated. Is it the real goofy looking one? The old model? Are you thinking of the lizard? This thing? Salamandra. I remember the Salamandra. I do want one of these models as well though. The old lizard. Plus the ridiculous outfit on the pilot. Yeah, I think a lizard would do well in the collection. The Salamandra Infinity had like yeah, he's had this guy. I do like the new Salamandra, but cause damn, ain't that a big beefy boy. But this is the classic Infinity like I recall. Cause I started back then. It was 2 things that sold me on Hockey's Law. And it firstly was the old school John Bazan. Number 1, just like so good. Out of print miniatures. This is still the sniper I use. That model was so unfair because N1, N2 was true line of sight. I'm sorry, but that is a Stay in Vegas outfit she has mostly not on. Yeah, that is correct. But yeah, it's these John Bazans what sold me on Hockey's Law. Really enjoy them a lot. They remind me of the bad guys in Killzone a little bit. The new ones, they don't really... I don't like them as much. They don't really do it for me. They kept the helmets, but they got rid of the masks. I mean, it's not the same feel. They get that big neck covering over that like triple layer rebreather that reminds me of Terminators. Of course, that and the Magariba Guard. Magariba Guard. The old Magariba Guard. Didn't come with a base. The Hellgas? I see them as a ripoff on the Jinro Brigade. That's what they were called. Hellgast Soldier. Inches. I guess they're a little pipey in the front. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking on the John Bazans. They got that kind of German helmet-esque feel, and then the rebreather going on. I guess the John Bazan doesn't have the tubes going into the front. Yeah, exactly. Very, very weird World War II. Of course, I haven't played any of the Killzone games since Killzone. Maybe it was the second one. It's PS2 title. Stahlhelm and goggles for night vision. Yeah, because the John Bazan has multispectral visor level 2. Oh man, I tell you, I am really feeling it at this point, and I think I need to think, and I can't think because I need some food. I haven't eaten anything yet today, and it is 6 p.m. my time. I've finished 3 images. How many more do I have to work on? This is going to be a long day. I think it might be a little too long for might be a little bit too long to do in a single stream, honestly, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. Ambitious, perhaps overly ambitious, because I still need to go in, and I've got these moments. I think most of these are fine, but there's a few images that I'm gonna want to, like these 2 models are shooting at each other. I need to edit that in. This needs a flamethrower template over top of that. There's a lot of editing going on. I'm gonna be here for another 3 hours of editing, and I don't think I have it in me to sit here and run it through as a non-stop stream. So I think what I'm gonna do here is call this stream as it is, to really, I guess reinforce that this takes a lot more work than I was expecting. Ambitious. And I will relaunch a stream. I will do the work, the preliminary work to finish up the report, and then tomorrow night potentially do like a wrap up and a post. Maybe a stream. In any case, if you find this through the algorithm or you've been here watching, let me know in the comments down below if this works. I'm kind of leaning towards that the battle report stream does not work. I don't think it's riveting content. It is kind of like the hobby hangout hobby hangout with the workflow live stream, but even less entertaining. This is more like just chilling in a Discord type setup. So for that, I think I want to call it for the day. I'm also I'm hungry. I'm feeling hunger pains. I need to order some food or cook something. Either way, and get it in me. I'm starting to get like, I can't think. So, as always, I want to thank y'all for your participation and hanging out and keeping me entertained while I'm working on this stuff. I present these streams as if they are entertainment for y'all, but really, you're here entertaining me. In any case, as always, the Country Fried live streams are a place where you can put your comments, put your thoughts on any of the content down in the comments below or in the live chat, and I will see it and I will respond to it. It's a way to turn tedious tasks that I'm doing anyways into content for the channel. This stuff is just like kind of related to what's going on. On that note though, tomorrow it looks like we're on to continue the delve into System Shock 2, hanging out with TechNoirTN, doing the Cyber Fried Systems live stream. We're thinking we're going to play through that game. It'll probably be, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe. We want to do some one-off stuff, but looking like the games kind of turn into episodics, which I'm fine with. So we'll have some more stuff coming out soon. I'm going to get rolling on the Titania video soon as well. We'll have some more regular content coming out. But in the meantime, if you're writing battle reports or editing your videos or painting your models, I want you to remember to stay happy while you're doing your tedious task, and especially to stay happy while you're painting. In any case, I'm going to order some food. I'm thinking pizza. We was talking pizza earlier. I think I'm going to order pizza. And I'm going to kick back and I'm going to edit some more of these quietly and in my own time, in a much more boring fashion than the stream would allow. So I want to thank you all heartily for joining me today, and hope to catch you on the next one. In any case, y'all take it easy, and I'll see you around next time. Later.